So what are we supposed to do if there's a fire? My first real IT job was overnights with an MSP. One of our clients was Onions, an agribusiness that would buy onions in bulk and turn them into 10-pound bags of frozen onion soup. We took them as a customer the day they spun off as a legally distinct entity from their parent company, so some growing pains were inevitable, but boy did they push it. We're calling them onions because the more you peel back the layers, the more you cry. Onions had a web app for clocking in and out, another for changing pay destination, one for supervisors to put in write-ups, and so on. But they were managed by one HR program, the one program to rule them all, or TopTrita. TopTrita was a web app that did this fun thing where half the page would not load. Imagine FaveChat program, where there's a side panel with some info, a top bar with more specific info, and the main page with all the texting. It was like that, but the main panel wouldn't load no matter what you did. First call for TopTrita is broken, sad face. Went something like this. Me, while doing general web troubleshooting, I'm not familiar with this program. Can you tell me what you use it for? HR, well, right now, I need to use it to something incomprehensible, so the last shift gets paid on time. Me, excuse me? You need to do what? HR, basically, the first thing the pay clerk has to do is something incomprehensible, which lets the previous shift get paid on time. I can leave this for the next pay clerk, and the last shift will still get paid, but it might be delayed by a week. Me, and how many people would be impacted by this? HR, I'd say about 500 people. I'm pretty sure that's how many people are on that shift at this plant. This client defines a ticket worth escalating as a severe issue, which is helpfully vague enough that after spending an hour of the problem, I decide this is worth waking someone up at 2 a.m. over. After an hour of calling any number I could find, hoping against reason that someone, anyone, would pick up the damn phone, leaving 2 or 3 dozen voicemails, getting hung up on by the general problems number because called the HRIT people, then having my call ignored by the general problems number, I ask my boss what to do. She tells me to escalate the ticket, document how many calls I made, call the person back and tell them that it will get resolved during regular business hours. I quickly fall into a habit of trying anything my permissions would let me on the off chance it would help, escalating the ticket, making one call, then being done. Most of my coworkers just escalated on contact, having fully given up on either actually being able to fix the problem or being able to reach one of the thoroughly worthless HRIT people. More on them later. One of the last times I got this call, as I quit shortly after, it went something like this. Me, Onions ID, this is me. Can I get a name and number please? HR, muffled, hey, I got him. Me? HR, boy, I am glad I threw to you. It sure feels great having you at least try. I know TopTrita is a piece of crap, but it really feels good to have you at least trying. I have no idea who this person is, but their opening was probably somehow more fawning. Make a ticket, try my best, give up, apologize, start to escalate the ticket. HR, hey, my boss did have a question for you though. What are we supposed to do if there's a fire? That was the exact phrase. It's been years, but his voice asking that question is stuck, nailed, riveted, and glued into my brain. Not angry. Not accusing. Just concerned. What are we supposed to do if there's a fire? Me, I don't understand. What do you mean? HR, so there's about 1,000 people working on the assembly line 24/7 at this plant, and more when there are office staff in. If we have to evacuate the building because of a fire, or shelter in place because of a tornado, HR is supposed to take our laptops with us. There's so many people on site that the only way we could get in accurate headcount is with TopTrita. So, what are we supposed to do if there's a fire and no one can get into it? I don't remember what happened next. I think I said I would find out, apologized, and hung up. There was no management on that shift for me, but when the day shift boss showed up I asked him. Me, hey, you know Toptrita? Boss, and how it's a huge piece of shit? Yeah, go on. Me, is there a solution for it being such a huge piece of shit? He made a sound that told me I was just picking at a fresh wound. Me, so what are they supposed to do if there's a fire? After I explained the situation, he looked at his phone, wrote something on a sticky note he left on his desk, wrote something else on a different sticky note, said something about preparing for a meeting with onions, and excused himself. The following night I showed to a fresh, department-wide email, which read in full. Toptrita does not impact production, so do not contact the on-calls regarding any ticket for Toptrita. Don't try fixing it, just escalate. That was it. So, what are they supposed to do if there's a fire? If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video.